while I was there. Alright, so what's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, LeCheston.
And your favorite co-host, Kim.
And guess what, man? We are back with another episode of the What You Mean podcast, and it's a What's New segment. So we got a dope guest coming in for you today, and there's probably a plethora of reasons why she's here, but particularly on this evening today, she is a Facebook friend. I don't know how we became Facebook friends. We gonna figure out on this show what the connection is and how it was made, because I honestly don't know. I don't know if she like a frat brother, sister or something. I don't know how it happened, but she's one of them people, like, I ain't gonna even call her a troll. She just gonna be that person that's gonna say like exactly what it is. Like she gonna give it straight, no chaser to you on Facebook. Like if you saying some little crazy stuff or you put something out there to ask for an opinion, she's that woman that's gonna give you an opinion. So I wanted to pull her into the podcast, man, so we could just bounce around actually on her page, so you'll see us with our phones this episode if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're listening, you know, hey, however you're gonna do it. So without further ado, without me rambling anymore, I'm gonna let her introduce herself and tell you guys where you can actually find her.
Hello. I'm Ashley Watkins Thomas. You can find me on Facebook as Ashley Watkins Thomas, or on Instagram as Miss Ashley Writes. I think Ashley J Watkins on Twitter.
Okay.
And that's probably it. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So let me ask you this, and this might help us out in terms of figuring out how we became Facebook friends. What school did you go to college-wise?
I graduated from Auburn and Montgomery, so AUM.
Okay, AUM. Did you? Are you Greek?
I went to ASU before then. Nope, not Greek. I'm from Montgomery.
Okay.
It had to be through some radio, DJ, TV.
So if you don't mind me asking, and if you don't want to say it, you got to say it. You can kind of sort of just like put your hands on the table and be like, put one number on one side. How old are you?
Oh, 41.
Dang, that's a 4-year gap.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed about my.
No. It's cool. I'm really trying to figure out so we can really like establish like what is.
I mean, I think we've got quite a few mutual friends, so it has to be through.
It's got to be AUM. So what years were you at AUM?
99 to 2002, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so when were you at State?
97 to 99.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Puzzled.
As a mug, bro. Because, see, I didn't get to Troy I was at Troy from 2007 to 2010, kind of sort of 11. But
yeah, I was already moved to Birmingham by, 2007, the beginning.
So you might be right. It might had to be radio. Like, it really might have been radio. Because I know when I first got up here and I was trying to get on the whole, like, entertainment stuff, and, you know, I was bumping around with 95.7 and chasing around.
Oh, yeah. And see, I'm friends with all of those, like, all of the DJs and stuff, because I met them through the work I was doing on.
So you know Deanna, she used to be program director. Well, she started.
These were mostly because the show was at night. So whoever did like night shows, that's who I was there with at KISS. So because our show was Sundays 10 to 12.
Got you.
So that was late night.
You sound like me when people ask me where I work at, and they fire off me like, hey, this person, that person. I was like, look, man, the first 7 years I was working there, I literally worked third shift. We didn't see anybody.
Yeah, it was, and then I was more so volunteer. I was not payrolled by the radio, so there was a lot of people I didn't know. If you didn't pop into our studio or didn't have a studio near, where we were, I didn't know you.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, you popped in here because I extended the invitation because I think we were on somebody else's status on Facebook, and then you said something that caught my attention. I was like, yo, would you like to come into the podcast? And you was like, yeah, that'll be dope. And I shot you the link and you figured out when you could slide in here. So tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, what you do and things like that.
So I'll talk about what led me to radio, because a lot of people will ask that, because definitely I'm not going to say I'm not a people person, but I'm definitely not. I'm an introverted extrovert. So I have those outward, where, I'll have fun, I'll talk to you and stuff, but I prefer to be by myself.
Right.
But recruiter by day. During that time I was doing radio. I started recruiting, so working in human resources, in corporate human resources, and Facebook was my outlet. That was, so this would have been right around the 2008, 2009 type days. That's when Facebook was really fun.
It was.
It didn't have as much drama. The drama that happened, it was funny, and, you got over quickly.
Yeah, social media got ridiculous now, bro.
I would do crazy news on my Facebook page. So I would find news all over the world that was just completely ridiculous, and I did that news every day at, I think, around 10 o'clock. And so people that had trying to get into podcasts and stuff like that started following me. And I didn't know you could even follow people on Facebook at that time.
Yeah.
So,
After you hit that 5,000 cap, yeah, you got to follow
and see, I don't
them.
even have 5,000 friends. I think I may have maybe 27, 25-ish. I don't really have that many.
Your whole Facebook career?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I don't have a whole lot of friends. Now, I have a lot of I know my friends.
Yeah.
And that's because, we got on Facebook because it was how we connected for class reunions and stuff like that. So the majority of my Facebook friends, I may have a couple hundred mutual friends with them.
Right.
So when I started doing radio, because someone who was wanting to get on radio and for marketing purposes, for, to discuss politics, current events, and stuff like that, asked me to be on the show.
Right.
Because I would have serious conversations, but it was more the funny side of it, because that's just me. I'm gonna find something, a way to make something funny, because I don't take a lot of stuff seriously unless I have to. But I typically don't discuss things that are serious to me online.
Gotcha.
Because I'm like, y'all are my friends for real,
Right.
So why am I on here with serious stuff?
No.
So it's really just an outlet, and so that's what got me into to radio, which then led to TV for a short period of time. But in between that time, I started my recruiting led me into a resume writing business.
Okay.
And so I started that in 2012, and then it went to full time in 2016. I still recruit though, so I do both full time right now. So I've had up to probably 3 jobs at a time.
That's what's up. So when you say recruiting, are you recruiting for a particular company, or you have your own LLC, or?
Yeah, so I do have my own company, and I
Okay.
recruit for small businesses. So if they don't have an established HR department, then I'll go in and help them to, if they say, okay, I need a receptionist right now, or I need a marketing director, or, something like that, I'll partner
dope.
with them to do recruiting. But I also pick up contracts with employers where, I'm just a contract employee doing recruiting for, 6, 9, 12 months, whatever the contract is for. But before that, I was full-time corporate, on the payroll, everything before then, and doing radio, and just pick my business up from there, and that's here we are today.
That's what's up, man. So, do you got anything before I get? Because I already found something I want to talk about. So, do you got anything you want to answer before we go there?
She's covered all the bases. Yeah.
So,
Get to the nitty gritty.
yeah, let's get to the nitty gritty. Kim's actually a dope co-host, because when I offered her the platform to be my co-host, like, she doesn't necessarily agree with the status quo thing that women would always agree with. Like, she's kind of sort of like you in a sense. Like, she's just gonna be like, sis, this is really what it is. Like, I know other women don't want to hear other women say this, but this is really what it is. And like, we done had a couple conversations. She said it, and I was kind of scratching my head, like, you know what? It'd be dope to have that on the platform, because I'm not saying that because she agrees with everything that I say, because she'll never speak her mind and be like, nah, bro, it ain't going like that.
But see, that's a boring show, though.
Exactly.
If you're, agreeing with everything, and it's like, okay, yeah, so let's bash this, and I'm on board. Like, yeah, I think that's important.
So we got here, and everybody that's watching at home on YouTube right now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, leave us some comments, man. If you need resume writing or you need recruiting for your company, of course, we're going to let her plug herself again at the end of the show, but definitely reach out to Ashley, because she's offering those services. And y'all know on this platform, we definitely want to make sure that we educate our people in the culture and rub shoulders with the right people that can put you in the right places. So if you need one of those services, definitely reach out to her. And before it's over and said and done, we'll have her plug again. And in the meantime, between time, her information is in the description below. So again, she got here because of a discussion that happened on Facebook. So I thought it would be something fun to talk about, fun for y'all to listen to. And like she just told y'all, she saved some stuff on her stuff that's what we gonna talk about today. So I done already found the status that I want to actually go ahead and jump into this one. And it says, I'm often amazed by the excitement some of you feel when you learn of failed relationships. That shit to me. At this big age, excuse me, that's clown shit to me at this big age.
Yeah.
heavy on the clown.
What
Definitely is.
So I want to ask, was there something that happened, something that you seen on TV or something that you heard that made you post this status?
It was a combination of things that I've seen over the last couple of months, as we've talked about Will and Jada. We've talked about, any, celebrity getting a divorce, but then also just people that are on our timelines, people that we called our quote unquote our friends.
Yes.
When I see, people, they may announce that they're in a relationship. You may get some congratulations. Some people are just there so they can get the notifications.
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as something goes wrong, like nobody's really commenting something that's, that's really authentic, something that's really genuine, like they care. But as soon as that relationship goes south, everybody has something to say. And it seems like they get excited about that. So there's nothing about anyone that can come to me and say, you know what, I'm about to get divorced. Me and my husband are separated. Like there's no joy in that for me. There's, for me, it's like, you sure there's nothing you can do to work it out?
Right.
That's not my first reaction. Now, when I'm out here single, I'm talking to somebody else that's single. Girl, leave him.
Right.
But on some real like relationship stuff, sometimes we let society dictate what's funny, what looks good, what we want to talk about, at that time. And I was just tired of seeing it because now, people were what seemed to be kind of excited about ASAP and Rihanna.
I don't think there's no truth to that, though.
And so, no, I'm saying just from what I was seeing from my point of view.
Gotcha, go ahead.
And it wasn't just celebrities, because we around here doing normal stuff every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So everybody is not really wrapped up in the whole celebrity thing, but that usually brings out some stuff. And I'm like, but you just went through this, though, and you were live crying, right? But now it's funny because Rihanna may have gotten cheated on because you mad because her belly out. Like, I'm like, how are you excited that somebody's life has become, somebody's life is in shambles. Now, granted, some things are funny,
right.
And there's some memes that are funny about some situations that are not necessarily funny, but I may get a chuckle or two out of them. But I mean, just in the grand scheme of things, there seems to be a lot of
celebratory gratitude.
Exactly. Like, well, I knew he wasn't going to do right or whatever. Well, that's what you get for posting all those pictures, and especially when somebody shows gratitude to somebody that they're with.
Right.
And then, they're like, oh, but sis, you owe us an explanation because you were putting it out there and now y'all not together. Nobody owes you anything.
No, and it's like, y'all don't know these people's lives for real. Like, who are you?
Yeah, but it's like they're arguing back and forth about whether somebody deserved it or not.
Right.
And I just felt like, okay, this is going on like a lot, because even when somebody calls themselves exposing, their man for cheating or, whatever, there's going to be this crowd of people that I feel like they celebrate that and they get really excited about it. And it's hurtful to me because I'm thinking like, dang, if that was me, I wouldn't want people thinking that I deserved it.
Like, you're basking in my pain.
Yeah, like I deserved it.
No.
So that's kind of where that was, where it was going for me, because I felt like it was a lot of dudes out here really excited when they thought
Rihanna was being cheated on.
That she was being cheated on.
That makes her available again.
But then also,
not to them.
What you mean?
She's never on no level, right? Exactly. That's not even an option.
No.
So then, what is the excitement about?
So you can pull Rihanna.
I need about 3 more years.
So you can pull Rihanna.
I need about 3 more years. And then I could pull Rihanna in about 3 more years.
Okay, and we're gonna hold. Can we hold
in about 3 more years? I'll be able to pull Rihanna.
And I appreciate that confidence. I appreciate that level of confidence.
I mean, it's just about being in the right place at the right time.
But I still don't think that's the reason. I still don't think it's the reason.
All right, so
even when you look at Sierra and you look at
don't
Russell,
nobody care about Sierra, bro.
Honestly.
Yeah, don't nobody care about Sierra.
And so that's why I am with it.
The only thing that makes Sierra relevant on the level that she is because of who she's dating. And because of who she's dating, now they do the backtrack of who she was dating beforehand. Exactly. It's kind of sort of like how I feel about an ex that dates below me. You know what I'm saying? So they don't understand, and I'm not saying that Russell is below Future, but it's like how you go from Future to Russell. Like they don't fit in the same.
I feel like growth though, because
an identity switch.
Yeah, but I think that sometimes you go with who is being marketed to you. You know, so if people are saying, okay, Future is the it guy, which, I mean, I don't know who was marketing, you know, whatever. I mean, it just...
Future was that dude now.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. So maybe he, you know, so maybe that was it. And I see how her getting attracted, you know, to that thing because he was that dude. And then, you know, sort of this is maybe how you grew up, what you're used to or whatever. But then growth happens at some point because the same guys that I may have looked at, especially growing up in Montgomery, on the west side of Montgomery, the things that I saw, the type of cars that they drive, the type of things that they did to make money, you know, whatever, that's what I was exposed to. But I knew as an adult, that ain't it.
Right.
You know, that's not what I want. So people, you know, because I mean, I like squares, and you can go through. You know,
that's a first. I really wish my engineer was here to drop the bomb.
I have proof. You know, so for people to say, "Oh, y'all went on squares or y'all went on whatever," no, I like you to be able to operate where you can do the work thing, right, and you're comfortable in that zone, or I can bring you home. You know, and we can go to the gas station together and you not feeling, you know, it's like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. We in the, you know, so being able to operate in regardless of what your surroundings are, I think that's important to me. But again, I don't want you out here shoot 'em up, bang, bang. And that's what you're, you know, presenting and you're grown, like extra grown.
Yeah. Like,
you know,
I had some little youngers in here we did a little set with, and that's kind of sort of where their headspace was at. And I was just like sitting here, like at one point in time, like I was just shaking my head actually because I didn't know how to respond to it because I'm gonna say you're definitely right about growth. As we begin to grow and we begin to evolve, we see what we want, we see what we're willing to tolerate versus what we're not willing to tolerate. That's when you start to like you ain't even really got to say it. It's just like the way you move start to single out certain things. Like you're just not gonna be involved with those things. But to go back to what we were originally talking about and to kind of sort of add to the beginning part of what you were saying, there is a certain group of people in the world. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure if you grew up in Montgomery that you know Calvin Howard of MG Images, all right? So Calvin put a post up probably maybe a year or 2 years ago, and he was like, all the girls that guys have ever wanted, they've always secretly were waiting for whoever the girl was dating to get them pregnant because they knew that they was gonna break up after they got pregnant. And where I'm from in a small place is that I hate to say that about us and our people, but all of the girls that I know that I've ever liked it or wanted to talk to that wouldn't talk to me, they end up getting pregnant, and then whoever they was with when they got pregnant, they ain't with them no more, and now they're available. So I can kind of sort of see like why you're saying like certain people are celebratory for certain reasons, because you got them secret ghost people that are just waiting on the opportunity to present itself. You know what I'm saying? So they may necessarily be happy for you if you're operating your happiness, but they feel like they can make you happier. So if the opportunity presents itself, it's like, yes, I'm on. Now I get that opportunity.
But I can get that angle though from an opportunistic dude. So, okay. But what happens when these other people are so-called saying, I have this great relationship and I'm so happy and this is, you know, whatever, you know, my man would never, my girl would never and all this stuff. But yet when why is this what you wanted all along? Like, why is that okay?
That's why I don't believe in putting relationship stuff on social media.
I don't either.
Because you don't know, bro. Like you're married. Your plan is not to never get divorced.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
But you don't know what's gonna happen 2 or 3 down the roads, bro. That, like you said, you've explored and went down every road you could to save your marriage and do everything you could. But for some reason, it just seemed like the two individuals end up going their separate ways. It's not something that you ever wanted. You know what I'm saying? But every single day, it was glitz and glamours and this and that and blah blah this and blah blah that.
Now in that regard, I absolutely think like, why put up the facade? Why put it out there at all? You know, for it to be scrutinized. You know, if that's the case. Right. So I mean, so I get it. You know, you're shocked sometimes by when people come out and they're not in a relationship anymore. They've gotten divorced or whatever. But my thing is, for the ones who have really nothing to do, you don't know what's going on the, on the inside. You have no idea. But now it's become funny because somebody has, their relationship has gone down, or it's made them depressed, or it's made them, whatever. Like, why is that funny?
Right.
Like, that's not funny. Why is that? I told you so. Like, what was that? Like, what? Where is that energy coming from?
I think to me, it's like when people do that and they project that attitude out about someone else's relationship, they're also going through the same thing. And they're not wanting to like publicly admit that or acknowledge that.
That's a good point.
Why are you so excited about somebody else's downfall and yours is just as shitty? Let's call it spade a spade, a duck and a dog a dog. Like, your relationship is pure trash and you're over here celebrating, Sweetie and Quavo, whatever, Beyonce and Jay, such and such, Will and Jada, like, your relationship is trash. What you mean?
But you're taking sides too on these celebrities when it's like, okay, but your girl just went through this and you didn't say a word. You haven't any opinion about it whatsoever. Where was all these encouraging words like, girl, I would never? Where was that? Because if I have an opinion on somebody's relationship that I'm very close to and we share that information, like, I'm going to tell you the real thing because I want you to tell me. Because sometimes love will have you out here looking real stupid. Looking real stupid. Until somebody points it out to you and say, but this is how that looks. Right. And then you can step back like, you know what, you're right. Or at least I trust you enough for me to just fall back, because if you're my girl, if you're my boy, you're going to tell me right.
Exactly.
And so, but you have to have those people in your life anyway that can check you on that stuff.
Right. Some people they don't want to hear that though.
They have an amen corner.
They do.
That's And see, for me, I don't care whether you agree with me or not.
What's an amen corner? For the people at home that's listening that may not know, what is an amen corner?
I feel like I know what you're gonna say, but I want you to explain.
Yeah. So it's out when you jump out there. Wrong is 2 left feet,
and you know
just
you're wrong.
Wrong and just wrong is all outdoor. So you have somebody that's have your back, where you think they have your back, to the point where they will agree no matter what. And when you're looking at the situation and you're like, that's not what happened. Right. Because people forget that you know them in real life.
Hello.
They forget that.
They do.
They forget that online.
Like, I see you.
Right.
And your dirty drawers.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Like, come on now.
It's like, so we know this. We saw 3 posts ago that you know this for sure, that this is not your life.
No.
And so, so I think when that group of people, typically it's their friends or frenemies or, or whatever, will agree. No matter how ridiculous that is. Mm-hmm. But, if I see one of my girls and she's out there posting something that I feel like is out of character, like I'm hitting her like, girl, delete that.
Right.
Yeah.
What you doing?
I like them friends.
Really?
I like them
Really?
friends.
This what we doing today?
Right.
And so every time they try to come back with an excuse, I'm still on there. Delete this.
Right.
Delete this. This is crazy. What are you doing? Why?
This is not your life.
Right.
And you know what? In every serious relationship that I've ever been in, I've always wanted for my significant other to have those type of people in her circle.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that I'm always right, because I know I do and say jacked up things sometimes, you know what I'm saying? We all do. But at the same token, like, you know what I'm saying, at the time, but like when I was with my ex, my best ace boon coon was my frat brother Brian. And if I was wrong, he was gonna be like, yeah, bro, that was fucked up. Like, I'm just being real, bro. Like, you need to fix that, bro. Like, I can't co-sign with you on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't think that necessarily our counterparts always have women like you, or saying that you are the type of friend that you ought to be like, girl, you my girl, but
right.
Look, like, nah, that probably wouldn't pass with him or any other, you know what I'm saying, type person. Right. And I think that's another downfall in our now today relationships and marriages, because of the friends that we have in our circles, because they co-sign our faults. You know what I'm saying? You like I don't want my girl to hang with a homegirl that's gonna help her go cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you with her. Like it was cool before me and whatever y'all was doing, but now that we're at this point in our relationship or our marriage or our engagement or whatever, like, it's time that you graduate from, like, you don't want that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because it's toxic for you. You know what I'm saying? And then if it's toxic for you, then that toxicity rolls up into our relationship, and now our relationship is becoming something that it don't need to be.
Enablers. That's basically yeah.
That makes me think about a situation with a friend of mine. This was like several years ago, and she was dating someone that was married. She was dating someone that was married, and she would talk to me about this relationship, and I'm like, okay. So, like, do you ever think like me and him are such and such? I said, no. Like, no. So if me and him got married, sis, I'm not gonna be in your wedding. I'm sorry.
For real?
I was dead ass. I was like, I'm not gonna be in your wedding. Like, I can't stand up there with you and pretend like, oh, this is cool and blah blah blah. Like, knowing how y'all got here.
Right.
Like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And it got to a point she would get mad at me when I would tell her like, I'm like, I don't really see why you wasting your time.
Yeah.
Like, she hung up in my face once, and I'm like, well,
I got one golden rule.
let me know.
Yeah, I got one golden rule. Like, I ain't messing with nobody's wife, bro. I can't do it.
No.
If she your girlfriend and she choosing, she will get smashed all day long. But if she got a ring on and she's somebody's wife, bro, I don't want no parts of it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I give my heart, my mind, my soul, and my spirit to a woman, and she carry my name and she got my ring, I don't want another guy to smash her.
Well, of course.
So I don't put that particular type of karma out in the universe for it to come back and hunt me, because that's not what I want. Because it's different when I give myself. I don't know how it is for every other guy, but if I decide in that realm to give myself like that, then that's not how I want for anything to end or cause any trials in our relationship. So I can't smash nobody's wife, bro.
I get what you're saying, because
as a guy,
I've never been a guy.
You don't want to be.
But let's just make that clear, because he already called me a troll. Listen.
I ain't call you no troll. No, I didn't. I said my exact words was, I'm not calling her a troll, but she's the person that'll get in the comments and say exactly what she said.
Troll like.
Come on, cut me a break.
Trollish, okay.
You did.
But no, I think for guys it's different, because women usually are just, I don't know, by circumstance, we kind of put ourselves out there more frequently than a man would, especially when it comes to vulnerability.
Yes.
And I think for a man to be vulnerable to somebody to the degree where they're like truly stepping out there and being themselves, I feel like it hurts way more. So for them to imagine that piece, and I still don't stop a lot from cheating, because they're still out here cheating. Okay. But
Trifling.
I think that is, like, that fear and coming from that pain place, I think that's why you say, well, yeah, I'm not going to do it. But see, some of these men haven't experienced the consequences of that cheating, right? Because if he know what home is, because that's the stupidest thing. He knows what home is prior to what you did. Because now you live in a situation, home is something a little bit different once you cheat. For me, right? So when you say things like, oh, he knows what home is, or I'm always the number one, I'm always the main. Okay.
That doesn't mean anything to y'all?
That's stupid.
That doesn't mean anything to y'all?
No, yeah, it means a lot. It means that your man is cheating on you, and you could be okay with it or not. He's not going to stop regardless, and he's already let you know that. And you already know that. That's why you feel like you have to one up the next chick by saying, well, okay, he's coming back to me, as if that's a flex.
Right.
Because it says a lot more about you and what you probably need is by way of, again, not having an amen corner, having more self-esteem, and having more self-love. Like, that's, to me, that's the flex, not the fact that you're going to let him roam the streets like a stray dog, and then he can come back home.
And bring you fleas.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't think...
And mange.
Hello.
Oh, wow. So you don't think that... So it's not a flex for the women that know that no matter whoever they're dealing with, they know they're going to come back to them. That's not a flex.
I mean, because why? Why is that a flex? So that means that regardless, you've set no boundaries whatsoever. This man, like, to me, like, there's a certain fear that you have to have when it comes to God, right? There's a certain fear that they,
I'm going to hell.
Place. Okay, you commit a crime.
Going to jail.
You're going to jail. Cheat on you, I get to come home and pick up where I left off. Like, no, that makes no sense to me. So why are there no consequences for somebody when it comes to you and your innermost you? In the rawest form. Like, why is it okay for somebody to be able to abuse that? There's no consequences. So why would his actions change if all he has to do is finesse and then he's right back?
So that's the word of choice, finesse?
It is finesse though, because it's like you're making me an option. Like, you chose me, and now you're making me an option.
So the finesse is when you say, but I love you so much. I don't love these hoes. I love you. I love you. They can't do me the way that you do me.
Hell no.
So no matter what, I'm just not.
So that ain't good enough no more?
I'm just out here playing with her.
That ain't good enough no more?
It was never good enough.
It was never good enough for me. I don't know.
I'm not married. I'm with her. Okay?
I don't do the cheat thing. Like I'm just not.
You can go back to them streets, bro. I ain't got time.
Because what you did before me, and and whatever, especially before the seriousness of it, we have decided we're going to be exclusive. We've had that conversation, so we're clear. So you can't even come back and be like, but we're not even in a relationship. You're not going to hit me with that. Because like people say, well, if you have to ask, then that means that y'all not that. Okay, well then let me clear that up. That we're not that. Let's go ahead and move past that. I don't care if me asking you makes you say, well, no, I'm not going to be with you. Cool. Right. That's cool with me.
Right.
I'm like, okay, bet. I'm on to
the next.
I'm on to something else.
Bye.
And it may not even be another person. It may just be another thing. I'm on. Either way, I'm not on you. Either way. So I think if people weren't as afraid to have those conversations, because I've been in that before. I've been so afraid to clarify because I'm like, dang, if I ask and then he tell me something I don't want to hear, like let me just feel what I'm feeling. But then that's how you get your feelings hurt.
Okay,
you gotta know.
Because a lot of women say they want the truth, but they can't handle the truth. Number one, but number two, I think
is it that women can't handle the truth?
Hell no.
Or the men can't handle telling the truth and what may come because you told the truth.
All right, so check this out. So I was engaged a year and a half ago, whatever, right? All right, so one of the people that I was extremely close to before her, my ex-girlfriend, was her parents. Mm-hmm. They love and adore me. And her mom cooks every Sunday. She expects to see me every Sunday, regardless whether my ex had her new nigga there or not. I was to come through. My new girl said no. I don't want you.
You should have said no, though.
No, I stopped going.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be over there and making him feel uncomfortable, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
Because there's layers to all the things that were wrong in just that one scenario. But go ahead.
But because the number one thing, and you got to stop saying stuff like that because it's going to get me off track. Because I'm going to be going to comment on what you say. Because at the end of the day, the number one thing is I had to figure that out the hard way. Me going over there, continue to listen to them to tell me about things that were going on that was not my business. Mm-hmm. And it kept a hope alive in me that we would be able to reconvene and get back. So that was extremely toxic in itself.
Right.
So I kind of sort of pulled back from even, going over there. It wasn't that I didn't love them and didn't want to see them no more, but just it was a self-help thing for me.
Boundaries.
That I had to pull back from. Mm-hmm. So Mom offered me something to eat. I got something to eat recently. You know what I'm saying? Of course, when I got something to eat, her husband was like, I didn't know you had came over here, but I need you to come back over here and see me. I go holler at him. As soon as I sit down, we go back down memory lane. Why it take you a whole year to come over here? Why you ain't been coming around? We told you this, we told you that. And I had to tell him, it's exactly what I told him. I said, bro, it's not that I don't want to see y'all, man. I was like, but number one, I had got into something new. And when I got into something new, she didn't want me around like that, number one. Yeah. So respecting her, I had to come around. But number two, in order for me to make my current situation healthy, I had to draw that boundary so that I can heal from knowing that this is not going to happen. She done moved on with her life, doing her thing. I need to do the same thing because I'm withholding love and all this other stuff from where home is, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still worried about something else, maybe the fact that it could happen.
Yeah, it's like that space is in limbo. So either you dedicate that extra time and energy to the new person. So
going back over there yesterday, reset the whole clock.
Yeah.
It literally, like he wouldn't let me leave. Like every single card that I've ever bought him, he pulled them out, read them to me, showed them to me, hold up. That's the dad.
The dad, okay.
Like the dad and the mom really would prefer for me to be.
And that's obvious, and that's why they're using you to prove their point.
The son-in-law.
Yeah.
But, I'm I don't fool with folks.
But she has to like it, though. It seemed, okay.
Well, she don't, when I go over there, she's not there.
And that's okay, because she doesn't have to be there for her feelings to be present. For me, it's if my parents were to invite an ex, which they, it may be one or two that they're cool with. I mean, it's one or two that I'm still cool with. Mm-hmm. But boundaries with my husband are set in place to where we don't communicate like that, and we just have to understand that. We may have been friends since we were kids, or or whatever the case. That's fine and good. I'll see you when I see you. I'm not going to do anything extra to bring that in, even though it is straight up and down friendship. Unless something happens, we don't need to communicate in that way.
Right.
And so I feel like when parents hang on to the ex like that, is not only disrespectful to the new person, because you're not allowing them to truly cut that off, heal, and move on from it, because you can't have a sinus infection and then halfway take your antibiotics just when you feel like it and think you're going to get better. Right? Because then it creates something else. Right?
Now you got
so then why are you doing the same thing? You keep it in, this revolving door, kind of open. So when the parents do that, it's disrespectful then to the child, and it's disrespectful to the new mate, because you're now reinforcing this limbo that it's okay. Now by you silently saying, okay, well, I'm just not here, so that means I'm not involved in it. No, cut that off. Cut that off. Like, I would just have to have a conversation with my parents and say, no, you're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to keep this up.
I don't think that's going to work in her favor. That conversation not going to work in her favor.
And for me, it doesn't matter, because, toxic could be family, whether it's parents, or not. So you have to have that conversation and address that head on, because you're not going to create strife in my house,
right?
Because of something you're deciding to do in your house that does involve me, because that's my ex. Like, why is he still over here? Like, no, you got to cut that off. And if you need me to cut it off for you, let's walk through that.
Yeah,
but we're not just going to leave.
Yeah, I don't need nobody to cut me off.
We're not going to. But I'm not going to put you in that situation either, even if, because I've had, my best friends that have talked to some guys that I've been like, girl, that's him. They're like, I like him for you. But then I have to set that boundary with my friend and this dude, like, we cool. And just know, I want you in this with my best friend, but we can't move because my loyalty is to her.
Right. Facts.
Right? And so the loyalty should be to this daughter, right? If she wants that. So that's why that really would make me question, why are you okay with it? If I've expressed that I'm not okay with it, or that I need to kind of cut this off and I need this to help me move through this. Like, why would you want me hanging around?
Exactly.
Like a stray dog that you keep feeding? Like, why are we doing this?
Let me get you some scissors. Let me help you.
Yeah, cut the cord.
Yeah, we're going to switch gears. We're going to get out there completely.
Because he got super quiet.
Yeah.
Super duper quiet.
You better go to Green Acres or your mama's and be glad.
Exactly. Because now I'm about to ask what was on the menu that had him dig back
It's
from
the
like
macaroni
years.
and cheese, bro.
Listen, Camille.
That's how she got me.
Do you know how many recipes
There you go.
That's how she got me.
you can find?
She called me and said, I cooked macaroni and cheese. I said, yeah, I need a plate.
See, she knew his weakness.
This is what it is. Since my engagement ended and I've been on my own, like, literally, if you come to my house, you literally see water and sodas in the refrigerator.
That is
I'll
nice.
have no food. I eat out every single day. I might eat once a day. Like, my diet is so bad now that I really gotta make some changes, because my cholesterol is high, and it's not that my cholesterol is high. It's because of my bad cholesterol, because of what I'm eating when I get an opportunity to eat and not having a diet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when she was like, yeah, we cook, bet, let me get some food. Cause market session, it probably took me about 3 minutes to eat the whole plate. Like, I mean, and that macaroni and cheese is like, well, I'm gonna tell you, the best macaroni and homemade macaroni and cheese I've ever ate was my ex-fiance. I don't know what she was doing to her macaroni and cheese. I tried to get her to teach me how to make it, and she made it known. If I'm not here, you don't get this macaroni and cheese. She would not show me how to cook whatever she was cooking.
Well, my husband makes good macaroni and cheese.
Oh, your husband do the cooking in your house?
We both do the cooking.
Who fire?
Both. But we have
She gave a new answer. She gave a new answer.
No.
Hey, cuz, who cooked better?
No, honestly, like, we have our things. Like, he mans the grill, the meat, the fish. Like,
Gotcha.
he's on the protein, and I handle the sides.
Okay.
I'm on the sides, except for macaroni and cheese. I know my lane.
Okay.
That's his lane.
Hey, listen. You might get some mac and cheese, maybe.
But no,
You know how to cook mac and cheese?
We cook a couple times a week.
Man,
Yeah.
look, bro. I'm gonna tell you.
Ask your boy.
I ain't even call her whole name, but Queen mac and cheese, I'm serious, but I'm telling you, but like, I can eat damn near the whole half a pan, bro. And I know that's unhealthy, but it's really good. But it's good though, bro. It's so good. Ain't nobody never made it like she make it.
If
It's
your macaroni
good.
is not a block when you go to cut it, to heat it up
I
that
don't
next
want
day, if it's not a block, hang that up.
If it's Listen, man,
It's gotta be fly. It's gotta be in that box.
We're gonna switch gears because I want to talk about a couple funny things real quick before we get ready to close it out, and of course allow you to plug yourself in. I just wanted to read this one because I think it's funny.
Oh, God.
I want you to tell us about one thing about it. My mama loves her some plows.
Oh.
How old is your mama and how is she on plows?
First of all, so yes, my mama loves plies. She found plies on Instagram.
Oh, sitting in the car?
Yeah, on Instagram. And she loves him. And then when she made the connection between the songs that, you know, like his most popular stuff, Shawty, and, you know, whatever, and made the connection, like, that's him? That's him? And I'm like, yeah, Mom. She was like, but he's really smart.
I love it.
I'm like, yeah, he's smart. But yeah, she loved plies. She was like, he just makes me smile. She was like, I love
Oh, for real?
she thinks he's funny, which he is.
You know,
he's a mood. He really is.
And that's what I be trying to tell a lot of people. Like, when I do, like, my little bio series to tell my little story about where I came from, some of the stuff I've been through, because a lot of people say, like, you don't live, like, 3 or 4 different lifestyles or 3 different 4 lives or whatever. Like, I'm not doing it for the likes, the views, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sort of doing it so that kid that's paying me attention can see it, and it's just about helping one person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so hearing you just say, like, you said that plows brings your mom joy. Like, there's a million other people that are not saying that.
Yeah. So like
you know what I'm saying?
So she likes Trinidad James.
What has he done?
I don't know where he is, but yeah, she's like
chill out.
And usually for my mom, if there's songs that, you know, that especially like now that they have the trending audio or whatever for like TikTok and Instagram, like she finds people because of that. You know,
Gotcha.
she's wanting to know who's the original person because that soundbite may be funny or whatever, and so that may be how she's, you know.
No, she from the radio. She said soundbite. She got technical terms.
She, you know, and she'll find that stuff, and then especially with me telling, like, Mom, you got to share this or whatever. Like, if you need any type of support, and my mama's following you, she's gonna like it every time, no matter what it is. She's gonna be the first one to like it.
Come on,
like
That's what's up.
I'm telling you. So when I started the Right Step Resumes Instagram, you know, I didn't really have that many followers because I like to get organic. I don't like to say, hey, y'all come follow me on, you know, over here on whatever. Yeah. No, follow this content if you like. If you're job searching, if you need a resume, follow this type of content. Don't follow me because you think I'm still doing the same thing on Right Step Resumes that I do you know, when I meet, like, no,
personal page,
totally different. Now, I may be a little bit petty sometimes with tips, but I'm completely different. Like, you don't have to be my friend on Facebook or my personal page. This is not where it's at because I'm not talking about resumes over here. This is, you know, this is my personal page, you know. So, you know, so I had to make that page. So I'm like, okay, this is where people go to get the tips. Yeah, she was on it. The minute I'm posting the tip, bam, she's there. She may even put her favorite emojis are the lit, the fire. Yes, all under my friends' stuff that, you know, my colleagues in the industry that have that stuff and they're trying to grow their page. Yeah, she's always there.
So that's what's up, man. This will probably, you know, definitely get aired around that time. So just shout out your mom and tell her Happy Mother's Day right now. I think she'll like to hear it if you tell her about the podcast.
Yeah, Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
That's what's up.
You know you're going to listen to it because if I send you the link, it's on.
That's what's up. So as we get ready to bring everything to a close, man, I want to personally thank you so much for coming through, man. Shout out to your husband for showing up and supporting you and being here as well. Definitely in the near future, hopefully we'll be able to get you both in here so we can just talk some cash money stuff. We'll probably do one of those change-up settings. So instead of these water bottles, we got some drinks on the table, and we're cutting it back and having a good one in here. Because a lot of things that I think our culture needs, they need to be able to see and hear from, like, really, like, truly positive marriages, not the facade of a positive marriage, but we actually, our home front, like, we really good. Like, we're not putting on for you, like, we're actually good. Like, we had a working couple in here, entrepreneur couple. Like,
good deal.
I could tell that they were naturally here because of the way they were talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like he was just sniggling and laughing at everything he was saying. It was like he didn't hardly say anything because his wife was on everything. He was like, that's what she do, and this is what I do. It's like they just mesh and they just go together.
But we're best friends. I mean, that was the weirdest thing for me. You know, like, my best friend, because I got a best friend, you know. But no, that's my best friend. That's my best
I think that's the funnest thing about relationships, when you actually got like somebody, like it don't matter what happened or how it happened, you can still talk to them about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So knowing you came real quick, just do us a quick favor, man. Go ahead and plug yourself again. Tell the people your name, where they can find you, tell them what you do, and where they can find you if they ever want to use your services.
All right. So again, my name is Ashley Watkins Thomas. You can find me on Facebook. You can find the Right Step Resumes page, and that's WRITE resumes.com is the website. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, even on Facebook as Right Step Resumes. So if you need help with resumes, with cover letters, LinkedIn profiles, job search coaching, help you from start to finish, even with salary negotiations. I help to position my clients for six-figure salaries at Fortune 500 brands. So if you need some help getting that thing on in there, reach out to me, Right Step Resumes.
I need to send an email or something.
Right now.
Well, that's what's up. Again, thank you so much for coming, man. And until next time, good people, man, you know what I'm saying? Make sure if you are not following us on our podcast, make sure you do that right now. Not only like us and follow us, but make sure to share the content. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching us on YouTube right now, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Leave us some comments. You know what I'm saying? Head over to the website right now. The Confessions portal is wide open. We want your confessions. We want your spill the tea so that we can include that on our topics. That would have been great to have something to talk about tonight, to read a confession with her on the panel. So make sure y'all start sending that content on. You can find it at www.whatyoumeanpodcast.com. And until next time, y'all be good, man. I'm your boy, Cheston.
And I'm your favorite co-host, Kim.
And until next time, man, y'all know what it is. Peace.